Gaming can be an expensive hobby, more so with prices of games and associated hardware rising every couple of generations. That said, gaming has also become a lot more accessible thanks to online marketplaces like Steam, which offer games at a discounted price. And there's perhaps no better kind of games that offer the most bang for your buck than open world games. To that end, here are 13 open world games that are damn cheap right now. Please note that these prices are US region price sourced from Steam, and other geographical locations would obviously have different prices. With that out of the way, let's begin. Just Cause 3. Avalanche Software's Just Cause series is a literal playground of carnage and destruction, and Just Cause 3 is no different. Set against the island of Solace, players assume the role of series protagonist Rico Rodriguez as he takes on a bunch of high-stakes missions all across the map. With notable additions like weather calamities, Just Cause 3 is a worthy sequel deserving of any fan's attention. It's available for $20 on Steam, complete with all DLC and bonus content. Far Cry 3. While Far Cry 3 is almost 10 years old at this point, it still remains one hell of a game nevertheless. Jason's journey of self-discovery and survival in the Rook's Island is as enjoyable as it is terrifying. And a lot of the praise can also be credited to the unforgivable character of Vaas. Apart from the main path, players can take part in many distractions ranging from hunting to outpost liberations and what have you. And it's all available for just $20 on Steam. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. Sleeping Dogs might look like a Grand Theft Auto knockoff at first glance, but those who have played the game would tell you it's so much more than that. United Front Games crafted an impeccable combat system that excellently combines gunplay and melee combat, and the missions make the best use of these systems. Furthermore, the open world itself is also pretty eventful, with plenty of side activities such as karaoke, car racing, and martial arts training, and so much more. The Definitive Edition comes packed with 2 additional storylines and all post-launch DLC, and it's all available at just $20 on Steam. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Kojima's swan song Metal Gear Solid is a sandbox in the truest sense of the word. Even after almost 7 years since its release, there are very few games that can claim to offer the same amount of player freedom and player agency as Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Players are free to carve out their own way through the many missions scattered across the map, and the world will react according to your choices. For instance, headshotting guards will often cause them to wear helmets, and conducting night operations will cause them to equip night vision goggles, and so on. And all of that gameplay is backed by an excellent story that keeps on unraveling itself the deeper you search for its many subdued themes and messages. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain is available for $20 on Steam. Saints Row the Third. Much like Sleeping Dogs that we discussed before, Saints Row is a series that looks like it's trying to rip off Grand Theft Auto, but it's so much more than just that. Over the course of 3 mainline entries, Saints Row has managed to garner a dedicated fanbase for its brand of over-the-top acting and signature sense of humor. Those familiar with the franchise might agree that Saints Row the Third is one of the better games in the series, and it's available at just $10 on Steam. Sunset Overdrive. Set against the goofy backdrop of Sunset City, Sunset Overdrive is all about trying to find an end to an apocalypse which has turned the city's denizens into mindless beasts who feed on the Fizzco energy drink. Insomniac has crafted a tightly designed gameplay loop that places emphasis on mobility, and the many different kinds of weapons at your disposal also keep the gameplay enjoyable through and through. But even apart from all of that, just getting from point A to point B while grinding on rails and jumping on vehicles is a supremely enjoyable affair thanks to the many well thought out mechanics. It's available on Steam at just $20. Batman Arkham Knight. While Batman Arkham Knight's PC port didn't have the strongest of stars, multiple post-launch patches, and certainly made the game a lot better than before, and the game itself holds up really well today. Batman Arkham Knight features the most polished rendition of Rocksteady's signature combo-heavy combat system alongside some amazing Batmobile sequences, making for a thrilling ride through and through. While the main story missions have no shortage of memorable moments and characters from Gotham's Rogues Gallery, side missions feature even more encounters with iconic villains like Two-Face and Firefly among others, and it's all available at a price tag of $20 on Steam. Fallout 4. Fallout 4 thrusts players into the post-apocalyptic world that's ripe with opportunities to pursue and characters to meet. Fallout 4 features a plethora of interesting side missions peppered throughout the gargantuan map that players can take part in. In addition to this, Players can search the wastelands for valuable gear and resources, among a slew of other things. Fallout 4 is available on Steam for $20. Bully Scholarship Edition. Easily one of the most unique games in the list, Bully sees players assuming the role of Jimmy Hopkins as he makes his way through Bulworth Academy. Apart from picking fights with prefects and seniors, players can also run errands for NPCs, or they can just dutifully attend classes and focus on their high school grades. Or if school isn't your thing, you could just roam around the town of Bulworth on a stolen scooter. The graphics have aged over the years, but the gameplay surprisingly holds up to this day. Bully Scholarship Edition is available for $20 on Steam. Mafia 2. Much like Bully before it, Mafia 2 is also a rather unique candidate for the list since there isn't much to do within the open world itself. The main story is all about protagonist Vito Scaletta, rising through the ranks of the city's biggest mafia families, but apart from that, the open world is mostly barren with little in the name of meaningful side activities. That said, the story itself is pretty interesting with good mission variety, and at that price tag of just $6 on Steam, Mafia 2 is still a great deal. Prototype. Radical Entertainment's Prototype puts players into the shoes of Alex Mercer as he embarks on a quest to recover his memories of the past while also trying to understand the mystery behind the Blacklight Plague. Mercer can climb along walls, glide through buildings, and consume enemies as he takes on increasingly dangerous missions. It's a wonderful power fantasy that remains a blast right up until the end. Prototype is available for $20 on Steam. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Set against the fantastical backdrop of J.R.R. Tolkien's novels, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor is all about the protagonist Talion as he fights against the evil army of Sauron in the many battles of Middle-earth. The combat is simplistic but fast-paced, and players have a lot of options in how they choose to go about enemy encounters. But the most amazing thing about Shadows of Mordor is its nemesis system, which procedurally generated orc captains and by extension creates war stories that are unique to each playthrough. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor is available for $5 on Steam. Yakuza 0. A prequel to the first game, Yakuza 0 follows the story of Kazuma Kiryu as he navigates his way through the Yakuza during their fights for some patch of land. Of course, the story goes much deeper than this simple premise, but the main drawing factor in the case of Yakuza is its dense open world that's packed with quests to track, side activities to pursue, characters to meet, and so much more. Yakuza 0 being the prequel to the original makes it a perfect jumping off point for newcomers to the franchise, and it's available for $20 on Steam. Hey, did you know that we at Gaming Bolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like and subscribe, hit that bell and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below. And also be sure to check out our new channel, GB Plays.